Hey there, just want to give you some tips on how to get started with your 21-day fix. Just basically how to get started, a quick how to get started. So if you haven't already, read your book front to back, back to front, 3 times if needed. There's a lot of information in there. Don't let it overwhelm you, but you just really want to get a good idea of how the program works before you jump into it. So once you've done that, you'll know that you need to start on page 4, read over figure out what calorie bracket you'll be in. So ABC to do the formula, and then flip over to page 19. That'll tell you which category you're in based on your caloric needs that you just figured on page 4. And it'll tell you how many, for instance, if you're in the first bracket, you'll need 3 greens, 2 purples, 4 reds, and so on. So that just means 3 veggies, 2 fruits, 4 proteins. So I suggest taking out your notebook, pen and paper people. Take out a clean piece of paper, write down your calorie bracket, and then write down 3 greens, 2 purples. Write that down. Once you've done that, go to, let's just start with green. Go to the green page. From here, look at the list and find which foods are you already eating, which foods you already have at home, or which foods would you want to try. I'm not suggesting that you go out and buy everything on this list, or that you have to have kale because it's on the list. You don't want to drastically change what you're already eating. You just want to slightly improve what you're already eating. So maybe write down 4, 5, 6 things that you, like I said, already have or already eating or are open to eating. Keep in mind that the food listed highest on the list are the most nutrient dense. These are the foods you want to choose because they will keep you fuller longer. They have the most nutrition, so keep you fuller longer. Then just go on to the next. Write down purple. How many, 3 or 4 of those that you would like to eat. Keep in mind that purples are, for instance, I like to use them for snacks. And so if you are on the go, maybe at work you don't have a refrigerator, you're going to want to choose something like an orange or an apple or a banana that doesn't have to be refrigerated, or strawberries, watermelon, something like that. Write down your favorite purples. Write down reds, your proteins, good variety of those. Remember eggs and yogurt, cottage cheese, and 4 or 5 of those. Shakeology counts as a red, so make note of that. Yellow's your carbs. Sweet potatoes are great, but not everybody likes them, so maybe try to incorporate some brown rice, not necessarily the processed waffles, breads, cereals. Try to go for more of the whole foods. So just write down a few of those that you are already eating or would like to eat. Same with the blue. This is your avocados, your nuts. This is also where you'll have your cheese. Hummus is another option here. And then for your orange container, it's mainly seeds or dressings. So if you're going to be having salads, your dressing would count as an orange. You can also use the dressings on meat, like use it as a marinade or on top of your veggies, just for a little flavor. It's a good way to get your orange in. And then, of course, you're going to need a couple teaspoons. Your olive oil, coconut oil count as a teaspoon, as well as your nut butters. So nut butters being peanut butter, almond butter, cashew butter, those type of things. Okay, so once you've written down your favorites from each of those categories, list out meals 1 through 5 or 1 through 6, however many meals you're going to eat. And then I suggest starting with the proteins. You're going to get anywhere from 4 to 5 proteins a day. Even those out throughout the day. So you're probably obviously going to want to start with 1 in the morning. So maybe do either meals 1, 2, 3, and 5, or if you get 5 servings, obviously that's going to be 1 on each meal. Then pick, what do you want to do? Carbs, you want to start with your carbs next. Even those out. You probably don't want them in the first 2 meals of the day. Maybe meal 1 and 3, or something like that, 1 and 4. And then just slowly add in things to make them meals. So ways you can do that, like I said, pen and paper. What I've done here is just write out my meals, and then I take a marker. For instance, my eggs were red. Mark them red. Then I have, on this day, I had a protein shake. I taught some extra classes, a little extra workout, so I want a little extra protein, keep me going. Shakeology was one of my meals, my proteins. I used Greek yogurt as a protein, and then I had baked chicken at supper. So those were my 5 protein sources that day. And then for carbs, I had sweet potatoes and some oatmeal. So I used my yellow marker, marked those off as well. And then here's my little chart of how many of each of those I got. But anyway, that's one way to kind of track and get started. Then you can also use your tally sheets to track how many of each container you need. And then another option I did was I just typed it out and had this. I keep this in my kitchen. I mean, a year later, I'm still using the Fix meal plan, and I'm still working from paper because this just holds you accountable to eating what you're supposed to eat. Now, granted, it doesn't always happen that way. I have a lot of editing it, but then I'm being honest with myself. And at the end of the week, if I'm not seeing the results that I wanted, the proof's right here. You know, did I follow my meal plan? Sure, I made adjustments, but were they within my expectations? Were they within my goals? It's proof right here. Anyway, so that's how you can get started with your meal plan. I suggest writing out anywhere from 3 to 5 days to start, and then adjusting as you go. If you're finding that, you know, you really need that carb later in the afternoon or whatever it may be, having a goal, a plan. Starting the week with a plan takes the stress out of trying to eat well, and just not being prepared. It's all about being prepared. You either have a plan to succeed, or if you fail to make a plan, you're going to fail to succeed. Hopefully that helps. Let me know. Give me feedback. Other things do you need help with that I can help you through video? Message me. I want to know. Have a good day.